Have you ever found yourself lost in the maze of someone's signals? One moment she seems deeply interested, giving you her time, her energy, her smile. The next moment she withdraws, pulls away, goes silent, and leaves you wondering if you imagined it all. If you've ever felt confused by women's mixed signals, you're not alone. Mixed signals are one of the most frustrating aspects of modern love. They leave you questioning yourself, second-guessing her feelings, and sometimes doubting your own worth. But here's the truth most people never talk about. Mixed signals are not always intentional. In fact, psychology reveals that they often come from deeply human fears, insecurities, and hidden desires. Today, we're going to explore the truth about women's mixed signals. We'll go deep into psychology, emotions, and the patterns of love that explain why women sometimes act hot and cold, why they show interest but hesitate to commit, and why they may say one thing but feel another. By the end of this, you'll see mixed signals not as random confusion, but as a language, a complicated, emotional language of the heart. Why mixed signals exist in the first place? Before we decode women's behavior, we need to understand the root. Mixed signals usually arise from conflicting emotions. Psychology calls this cognitive dissonance, when someone feels two opposing things at the same time. For example, a woman may genuinely like you. She may feel attraction, enjoy your presence, and even think of a future with you. But at the same time, she might also feel fear of rejection, fear of getting hurt, fear of choosing the wrong person. This creates tension inside her mind, and instead of choosing one clear path, she sends signals that swing back and forth. It's like her heart says, "Yes, I want this," while her mind whispers, "Be careful." And the result? One day she texts you first, pours her heart into the conversation, laughs at your jokes, and makes you feel like you're the only one. The next day she becomes distant, replies late, or acts as if you don't matter. It feels like a game, but often it's not a game at all. It's a reflection of inner conflict. Attraction versus readiness. Another truth psychology uncovers is this: attraction does not equal readiness. A woman can be deeply attracted to you, physically, emotionally, or intellectually, and still not be ready for a relationship. Maybe she's still healing from a past heartbreak. Maybe she's busy building her career. Maybe she fears losing her independence. So she shows interest because she feels something real, but then she retreats because she isn't prepared to give more. Think of it like someone standing on the edge of a pool. They want to dive in, but the water looks cold. So they dip a toe in, pull back, lean forward, then step away. That's how women's signals often feel, like they're both in and out at the same time. The fear of vulnerability. Let's get honest. To truly love someone means to become vulnerable, to show your heart, to risk being hurt. And vulnerability is terrifying for many people. A woman may send mixed signals because she's trying to protect herself. She wants to open up, but fears you might not value her feelings. She wants to show affection, but fears you'll see her as too much. She wants to trust you, but fears betrayal. So she sends little tests. Does he notice me when I pull back? Does he still care when I'm distant? Will he chase me, or will he give up? These tests don't always come from manipulation. They often come from fear. And fear has a way of making people act in ways that confuse others. Social conditioning and expectations. Another layer behind mixed signals is society itself. Women are often taught conflicting messages about love. On one hand, they're told to be open, loving, nurturing. On the other, they're told not to appear too easy, not to give too much, not to be vulnerable too soon. So she might genuinely want to show affection, but pull back because she doesn't want to seem desperate. She might like you but avoid calling first because she doesn't want to look clingy. She might hold back feelings because she's been told that the one who cares less has more power. It's not always about you. Sometimes it's about the rules she's been taught to follow, even if those rules don't match her heart. Mixed signals aren't always about love. This is the hardest truth to accept. Sometimes mixed signals mean she isn't truly interested. Some women, like some men, enjoy the attention but don't want commitment. They like knowing someone cares about them, but they don't feel the same level of attraction. In these cases, mixed signals aren't inner conflict, they're convenience. She texts you when she's bored, laughs at your jokes, flirts a little, but disappears when you expect something real. She doesn't intend to build anything with you, she just wants to feel validated. It's painful, but recognizing this early can save you years of waiting for clarity that will never come. How to read the truth behind the signals. So how do you know if mixed signals are fear, conflict, or lack of interest? Psychology gives us a few clues. 1. Consistency matters more than intensity. If her affection comes and goes in unpredictable waves, be cautious. Real interest eventually shows stability. 2. Look at actions, not just words. Does she follow through on what she says? Or are her promises empty? 3. Check how she treats you in private versus public. If she only shows affection when it's convenient, that's a red flag. 4. See if effort is mutual. Love is not one person chasing and the other running. Love is meeting halfway. What psychology says about ambivalence in love. Psychologists have long studied the phenomenon of ambivalent behavior, being torn between approach and avoidance. In relationships, this shows up as someone both desiring closeness and fearing it at the same time. In attachment theory, this is linked to the anxious-avoidant dynamic. A woman with an anxious attachment style may crave love but fear abandonment, so she clings one day and pulls away the next. A woman with an avoidant style may crave independence but fear losing intimacy, so she keeps you at arm's length even while holding you close. Understanding these patterns can help you see that mixed signals are often about her own attachment wounds, not about your worth. How to respond to mixed signals. So what should you do if you're caught in the storm of mixed signals? Here's what psychology and experience suggest. Don't chase clarity from someone who refuses to give it. If she's confusing, ask directly. If she avoids, that's your answer. Respect her pace, but also respect your peace. You can be patient, but not endlessly. Communicate openly. Sometimes a simple conversation clears the fog. I like you, but I'm confused by your signals. Do you want this? Know when to walk away. If the confusion never ends, it's not love, it's emotional chaos. The emotional impact of mixed signals. Let's not sugarcoat it. Mixed signals can hurt deeply. They can make you question if you're good enough, if you imagined her interest, if you're the problem. But remember, her confusion does not define your value. Your worth is not measured by someone else's clarity. It's measured by how you choose to honor yourself, even in the face of uncertainty. The final truth. Here's the truth. Women's mixed signals are rarely about games. More often they are about fear, social conditioning, or emotional wounds. Sometimes they reveal genuine interest tangled in hesitation. Sometimes they reveal lack of interest disguised as attention. But always, they reveal something real about where she stands emotionally. Your job is not to decode endlessly. Your job is to see clearly, to protect your heart, to give your energy where it is reciprocated, and to remember, the right person may send you signals, but they won't be mixed. The right person's love feels steady, safe, and undeniable. Mixed signals can feel like torture, but they also teach you something important. Clarity is love's first language. If she cannot give you clarity, she cannot give you the relationship you deserve. So listen carefully. Not just to her words, not just to her actions, but to the pattern they form. Because in the end, the truth is always there, waiting for you to see it. And when you do, you'll finally understand. Mixed signals aren't about you losing value. They're about her struggling with her own.